Former Prime Minister and Azimio leader Raila Odinga asked President William Ruto to seek for forgiveness from Kenyans over the anxiety caused by the Finance Bill 2023. He said this during a press conference held by his coalition party on Thursday to expound on the Finance Bill 2023. Mark Anthony with more on the same.
During the presser, the former premier called on the president to drop the finance bill and apologize to Kenyans. He said that they had agreed as a coalition to vote against the proposed bill, and should it be passed in parliament, they would bring it to the people to decide.
Quietly, Ruto is trying to change the country's debt ceiling from the current absolute number of Kenya shilling 10 trillion to a moving number of 55% of GDP. And right now they are trying to bring amendment in Parliament that will remove the parliamentary authority to sanction increase of debt. The debt level is already 60% of the GDP. To beat that violation of the law, Ruto wants to force an amendment to the Public Finance Act to allow the National Treasury and not Parliament to set new debt ceiling. Which is why we are calling on Kenyans to reject excess taxation to finance wasteful expenditure.
While tabling the fresh demands, Raila Odinga called on the president to stop burdening Kenyans with additional taxes and instead focus on a more friendly approach to alleviate financial pressure on Kenyans. He also added that there was a bill in parliament that aimed to remove parliamentary authority to sanction increase of debt.
You have noted that the regime has run out of sound bites and explanations for these proposals and has resorted to threats. But we have agreed with our MPs on what to do. Vote against any tax rises. Should Ruto overrun the National Assembly, we will regroup and overrun him in the wider National Assembly of the whole people of Kenya. End of statement.
Raila's new demand to government were as follows. He wanted that the government should stop duplication of county roles and responsibilities. His second demand was that government should adopt a zero-based government system. He wanted the government not to take previous budgets as baseline, and every budget must start from ground zero, where everything has to be justified. Raila's third demand was that government should not grow the size of the budget, but cut it down and live within their means. His fourth demand was that instead of imposing new taxes, government should seal the loopholes that lead to loss of revenue. So Raila's fifth demand to government was that the government should stop non-essential expenditures, including appointment of chief administrative secretaries. His fifth demand was that the president should reduce the size of government. The seventh demand was that government should cut non-essential domestic and international travel. Raila also wanted that government should freeze ministerial out-of-station allowances, ministerial house allowances, and domestic allowances for cabinet and principal secretaries. His ninth demand was that government should stop corruption and the theft of public funds. Finally, he asked the president to humble himself, withdraw the bill, offer an apology, and seek forgiveness from Kenyans for the anxiety caused, and then begin afresh. The bill has been a contentious issue for quite some time now, with leaders, employers, employees, and even Kenyans in the informal sector asking government to clarify on it. The bill was scheduled for the second reading in Parliament on Thursday, 8th of June 2023.